Can credit repair remove charge-offs? What up? You got Mr. Smith, point five of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and in this video, I'm going to answer that question that comes up quite often. Can credit repair remove charge-offs? Now, first, let's talk about what a charge-off is, just for an understanding so you can see how the game is being played. Basically, a charge-off is when a company, a creditor, a business says that they feel that they're no longer going to be able to collect on that debt. They've tried, they sent out the regular billing statement, nothing has happened. They may have even sent out some late, payments or some collectibles, things that let you know, hey, this thing has been due for quite some time now. So they do what they have to do in order to make sure that they're collecting on whatever it is that y'all agreed upon. However, when they feel that their debt is no longer collectible, what they do is say, okay, I can do a couple of different things. They can sell it to somebody like a collection agency. But in this case of a charge-off, what they're doing is saying, hey, this is a debt that is not collectible. I want to write this off as a tax deduction on my books. So they get the tax incentive of that being a loss in their books. So they get the tax deduction because they weren't able to collect it. So for example, if it was a $3,000 debt that you didn't pay or somebody didn't pay, and they tried and went through all of the processes that they go through, and they said, okay, this debt is no longer collectible, I'm just going to get the $3,000 tax deduction that shows that they didn't pay it, but it takes a loss on my books. That helps them from a tax perspective because now that shows, okay, they lost some profit. That's a tax deduction. And when at the end of the year, when they do their P&L, they profit and loss sheet, they basically are able to see how much money they made in comparison to the tax deductions, and they want to have a low tax liability if at all possible. So that $3,000 debt kind of helped them in that area because it was a tax deduction was transferred on your report as a charge-off. So now that you have that charge-off on your report, guess what? It's dinging your credit, but they've already been compensated to a degree because they were able to leverage the loss to their advantage to do what they had to do to make sure it was business and they kept their books intact. So what do you do about that? A credit repair company can remove charge-offs. It's all about just seeing what inaccurate information may exist, what fraudulent information may be there, what errors may be being made. If the credit bureaus are able to properly verify that particular charge-off in a way that matches the FCRA guidelines, because there are certain things that are being done unlawfully all across the board, including certain errors that are being made from a record-keeping standpoint. So if they're not able to prove it, in many cases, they have to remove it. We teach that. We show people how to do it themselves if they want to get access to our system. We also do it for people on their behalf if they're interested in hiring us for our services. Either way, we just want you to get on the straight and narrow of bettering your credit and moving in the right direction. But charge-offs, it can be deleted. Pretty much anything can be deleted. It's just a matter of what approach that has to be taken, the process you have to go through, and the patience that may have to be implemented in order to make it happen. That doesn't mean that you can't get collections removed within a month, because we do that as well. But there are some cases where we have to come from different angles in order to make sure that we heighten the chances of that item getting removed. So that concludes this question as it relates to charge-offs being able to be removed. But I just wanted you to have a thorough understanding of how charge-off work, because the business didn't necessarily take a loss by you not paying, because they have things that they can do, strings that they can pull to make sure that their books look good, because for them it's only business, strictly business. And that's how you got to be when it comes to your credit profile and your finances in general as well. That's all I got for this video. Mr. Smith signing out. Salute.